Say bye, Logan. Say bye. Look at. We're in number 3, Logan.
Bienvenidos a Kilimanjaro Safari. Para su
Uy.
seguridad, permanezcan sentados y mantengan las manos tras
Right there, baby.
I want to be on the edge so I can look outside.
Yeah, that's why I let you there. Let you go there.
This car is big. How big is it?
Okay, but no fighting, okay?
I want to take pictures.
On the right, watch those hands, arms, feet, and legs. Doors are closing.
Get that thing.
Alright, Asante Sana Warden, and here in Harambe, they say Twende, which means
Turn it around, Daddy, so you can get there.
Jumbo friends, good morning and welcome aboard. My name is Mitchell. I'm going to be your safari guide today as we make our way through the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. As we head out there, I do have a few quick safety reminders. Please keep those hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the vehicle. Always remain seated. It's going to go for little ones as well. They do need to remain on their bottoms the entire time. And then just be as respectful of the animals today as we possibly can be. Now we're going to hang back here just a bit longer before we head in. So while we're waiting, if you would like to take a quick look up above you, you'll find an animal spotting guide up there. That's going to have a list of everything that we may or may not be seeing today.
Rhino exhibition on the Bronx Zoo was like, did you get so close?
So we're gonna head in, and as we get our safari started off, our first stop is in the Little Ituri Forest. Out here is home to some of Africa's more shy, more reclusive
Too short?
species. So be on the lookout. They're usually pretty good at hide and seek. We're actually not going to be looking hard for the first animals. So coming up on our right side, up in that top right area along the wooden fence, you're looking for the okapi.
Oh, it's over
I see
there.
it.
It's kind of hiding behind those bushes there, but some people might look at them and think they're kind of a cross between a zebra and a horse. Really though, they're not related to either of them. Instead, they're the closest known relative of a giraffe. But a bit easier to spot these big gray antelope. We'll often see them on either side of us. These are greater kudu, one of the largest forest antelope. These three are females. We can tell because they don't have the 6-foot long horns on their head like a male would have.
There's more on this side.
But even without those horns, often they stand as high as 55 inches tall on the shoulders. They stand so they can jump up to 8 feet into the air.
There's 5 on this side.
And then on our left side, these
There's
copper-colored
5 on
antelope
this
are
side,
bongos.
Dad. I got the blue.
Bongo, they're also commonly known as the ghost of the forest because they're so very rarely seen less than a mile. They're really shy animals. We don't get to see them too much out there.
Oh, so close.
So take a look to your left again. Way in the back, it's along the rock wall. Blending pretty good. There's a black rhino out there.
Oh, it's over there, baby. By the wall. Yep.
Yeah, kind of more towards that right area. If you see it by the tree, it's a little bit hard to spot. If you don't see it, we're going to be looking for some more rhinos a bit later on as well, so you'll hopefully have some much better luck with them. But again, that was a black rhino out there. Their weight will typically range between 2,000 and 3,000 pounds. However, for their size, they're pretty fast type of rhino. They're able to charge at speeds of up to 35 miles per hour. But for their size, when they do charge at their higher speed, they're actually going to gallop just like a horse would, getting all 4 feet off the ground at the same time. Alright, we have another black rhino coming up. It's also a little bit easier to spot. So again, to your left, laying down in the far right area, so laying down along the rock wall if you spot it.
Oh, it's right there.
Logan, you see it?
Using camouflage.
It's sleeping.
I see it.
And then also coming up on our left side here, we're going to pass by these saddle gold storks. There's just 2 of them here and they mate for life. They get their name from a yellow saddle bill design at the top of the beak. It looks like we're seeing the male in the back, the female's in front of him. We can tell the difference between them based off of the color of their eyes. Females have yellow eyes, males have black eyes. But either way, they're both pretty large. They stand at just over 5 feet tall with a wingspan of 9 feet. That's going to be side to side the canopy up above you. Wanted a quick comparison for that. But we're going to go ahead and move on from the forest and make our way into Safi River. It's home to a lot more aquatic animals. Where before you look in the water, all over the islands, we're going to see a pod of pink-backed pelicans. These pelicans, they'll be pink year-round. As mating season gets closer, the pink colors in their backs get a lot brighter. See a little blush. And then now in the water where those branches are poking up, you see 2 hippos.
Under the water. Look at.
I should take a look to your left. We're going to see a lot more of them here in the water.
Oh, there's another hippo right there. Look.
Oh my God! You see 'em?
Now they are usually pretty social with their own species. They're called a float when they're together. We often don't see the hippos too far out of their waters. They're pretty fond of the river. If they leave it, probably it's because they're out looking for food. They venture as far as 6 miles to find that. And with all hippos, they are herbivores. So they mostly eat aquatic plants and grasses. On average, they'll eat around 85 pounds of food a day. Even though they only eat plants, they're made of mostly pure muscle. They've been known to weigh as much as 5,500 pounds. Rather than swimming in the river, they prefer to run or jog along the bottom. There's some more coming up on the left in the back right area, right by the water spots if you spot them. Maybe 3 or 4 more. Also keep looking to the left, down to the water is a Nile crocodile. The largest crocodilian species in Africa, the second largest in the world.
They have a...
Under the water.
These guys usually weigh in at around 500 pounds and can grow to be between 16 even up to 20 feet in length. That's about the same length as a giraffe is tall. A pretty fascinating thing about them is that they can all eat as much as half of their body weight in one single sitting. Mostly they just eat fish. Really though, they're not the pickiest of eaters. They're very opportunistic hunters that happen to have one of the strongest bite forces found in the animal kingdom. It is a bone-crushing bite force at 2,000 pounds of pressure per square inch. But when they want to, they are still a pretty gentle animal. After they lay their eggs, the mothers will roll those eggs around with their teeth. That's going to soften the shells to make it pretty much effortless for them to eventually hatch. That's all we'll see in the river. Now we can head towards the savannah, where the first thing we'll see is not an animal, but this is a cool tree on our right side. This is a baobab tree. Same type of tree that Rafiki lives in Disney's The Lion King. Well, not being said to be thousands of years old. We're moving a bit further into the savannah. This is the western half that we're moving through. Down here's a lot more open grasslands, and the animals really rely on numbers to stay well protected. So we're looking for a few groups that might be here. We'll also be seeing some of Africa's more recognizable species here in the savannah. Pretty cool one is this tower of giraffe that we're finding today. These are all Maasai giraffe. Largest type of giraffe. It's going to be the world's tallest land animal. With adults, they can stand as high as about 20 feet tall.
A giraffe. Look, okay, over there. Over there.
Now you can really tell with them that they're going to get most of their height from their neck. It'll make up around 10 feet in the adults. However, in the neck of a giraffe, they still have the same amount of vertebrae as we have within our own. It's 7. Except theirs is going to be a lot bigger. Theirs grow to be around 1 foot in length each. Now, a while back, we did briefly see their closest relative, the okapi. Giraffe and okapi, they're so closely related for 2 main reasons. It's the shape of their skull and their prehensile tongue. They all have that prehensile tongue. It's just a fancy way of saying that their tongue is super strong and super long. A giraffe tongue is around 18 inches in length. They use it to wrap around branches, pulling off the leaves, both cleaning their eyes, ears, and nose. Giraffe are one of the only animals that can actually lick the inside of their own ears. One of my favorite things I like to mention about them, if you're ever given the opportunity to observe giraffe for a longer period of time, you're going to see that they spend most of their day eating. Giraffes have a really big appetite. They will eat on average for 22 hours a day. They don't get very much rest. They sleep only for around 30 minutes every night. They break their time up into mini 5-minute power naps. Most of the time they sleep standing up and with their eyes open. We're going to be hanging here just a bit longer. It sounds like there are a few more giraffes in the road up ahead, but hopefully we'll start moving again here in just a minute.
Andrew Big Head blocking the way. You can't even see.
So now that we can keep moving, there's a pretty cool predator coming up on our left. We're going to see a pack of African painted dogs. They're laying down in that rocky den.
Oh, it's right there.
They are some of the most successful hunters in the entire world. They have an average hunting success rate that will fall between 80 and 90%. With their packs out in the wild, they do get to be
Inside
fairly
the rock,
decent size, at about 20 members strong.
This
They're going to
one.
be led by
Over
one
there,
alpha
under.
male and one alpha female.
Dogs.
So also coming up on our left here, we're going to pass by the sable antelope. They happen to be the symbol of our reserve because they're one of the only animals here that actively choose to fight with a predator and defend their territory rather than running away. A lot of in them.
There's a big one right here.
We'll also see the Ankoli cattle on either side of us.
Wow.
These cattle, tip to tip, their horns are about 8 feet in length.
Wow.
As big as they look, they're really light. They're mostly hollow on the inside. The only thing that is in their horns is a honeycomb type structure that will house a lot of blood vessels, which will then aid them in helping to regulate their body temperatures. And if you don't quite prefer their name, the Ankoli cattle, you can also use their second name, Wachussi cattle. They get it from the group of people who were the first to domesticate them. They're one of 2 domesticated species here on the reserve. They're also one of the oldest domesticated species in the world.
Oh, he's eating, Logan. 22 hours a day, huh? Better than gone. Oh, way better than gone. That day was really cold, that's why I didn't keep the animals out.
And we are here at a pretty good time for the giraffe. Out ahead of us, there's a baby giraffe that we're coming up to. Again, the adults, they can stand a size about 20 feet tall. Babies are usually born standing at just over 6 feet. Based off of that little one size, they're between 4 and 6 months old. And the mom's gonna be the one on the far right side, right across from us here.
How old are you? 13? They're born like that. 16.
next. Those really small antelope on the hill are springbok. Also out by the palm trees, we're going to see what's called a dazzle of zebras.
Put your camera in the front.
Those are Hartman's mountain zebra. And you can guess from their name, they're going to come from the mountains. Due to the higher elevations up there, their heart is about 3 times larger than any other zebra's heart would be. This particular type, they are very easy to identify. As we pass them, if you look at the bottom of their neck, they have a really flabby piece of skin that hangs down, called the dewlap. They can actually regulate their body temperature through their dewlap using thermal regulation. They're the only zebra that has one. But getting past those zebras, we're going to go ahead and move into elephant territory now. And start looking for the African elephant, the world's largest land animal. We have a lot of ground to cover with them today, so hopefully we'll see quite a few. But coming up on our right side in just a minute, we're going to see one of them ahead of us. A pretty important thing to notice with elephants is that all over their bodies, they like to cover themselves in dust and dirt and other stuff like that. That just acts as a natural sunscreen for elephants. They have some really sensitive skin, and they prefer the rain or very cloudy days to be the most active. But out in the savannah, when there's not a lot of either of those, elephants have some nice ways they'll cool off. The biggest way they cool down is by flapping their ears back and forth. Just by doing that, they lower their body temperatures by 15 degrees Fahrenheit. But another way they cool off is just by going for a swim. They love the water and are incredible swimmers. It's been recorded the African elephant can swim as far as 50 miles without any breaks.
Wow. Un animal así puede nadar.